Hey Brad, good to see ya. I'm up in Bergen, Norway, west coast of Norway, a place that's noted for massive rainfall, which is what we got today. So it's a good day to be inside, and in fact, happens to be a day off, rare occasion where we don't have to pack up and move. So good to have an opportunity to get caught up on the videos and take advantage of the little breathing room here. 2 years. I swear, I've totally lost track of time. But when I think back to where you started, and you said right up front, I said, well, I basically just got a guitar. What do I do with this thing? I mean, it was like that. I'm pretty amazed at what you've accomplished. I mean, you know, if you break that down and look at all the little techniques and all the concepts that you're displaying in a solo like that, it's phenomenal. This was way beyond your reach a year ago. So leaps and bounds, and it comes at the price of the persistence. But that's the payoff. Is you keep doing it. And one day you look up and say, you know what, I can actually do this thing, and I don't have to think about every note anymore. It's not agonizing. The agony moves to a different plane, let's put it that way. What you describe in your notes there about, well, the second chorus, maybe I coulda, and maybe it sounds, I don't know, that's exactly the self-critical process that from writing, but it's part and parcel of doing what we do. That never stops. If it does stop, then you've either stopped playing or you've stopped paying attention. And either way, you're kind of dead in the water there. So think of that self-critical approach as being a very important part of how you do what you do. And there's no end line there where you say, okay, got it, check. This is a creative process, and the components of music are just like the words, and you just keep rearranging them. And sometimes you feel like you nail it, and you just said exactly what you wanted to say. And often you feel like, it's just I'm not quite getting it. I could have, should. If I go back and read it again, I would change it. And it's exactly what we do. So, having said all that, I thought that was an effective solo, and on many levels, technically, you kept that rhythmic flow going. All the stuff that we talk about very analytically at the beginning, the 2-bar phrase and the call and response, it's all there, but it becomes less and less a conscious thing, and more you just play that way because that's the way this stuff flows. It's just the natural kind of progression of ideas, and so it's always there, even if you're not expressing it in this obvious kind of, sort of formulaic way. Yeah, second chorus, you moved up high, and you started to change it up a little bit. It's endless. It's endless. You can go, down low. You can flip the whole thing on its head and start out playing a bunch of notes and then go play less notes at the end. There's no limit to how you can rearrange this stuff, and that comes down to the definition of style. It's your own personal spin, and it's going to be notes, of course, your choices, but also how you touch the notes, and your style evolves over time. And that's why in blues in particular, it takes quite a while for a style to emerge. It's very rare that you get a very young player who has an enormous amount of personal style. Usually players start out playing a lot like other people, and then the style evolves, and it's this gradual kind of just digging and whittling and critiquing and trying it again and over and over and over. So that's just part of the process. So there's nothing in there that I would say, you took a a wrong turn. And I think all of it there's a good document, the idea that you're documenting this anniversary, because you will look back in a year, 6 months, 3 months, whatever. You'll look back and you'll say, oh yeah, well, at the time, I guess that made sense. I would do it differently now. And again, that's just the deal. I play 12-bar blues every night, and every night I think, oh man, I coulda, and yeah, if only, maybe next time. And so I'm literally every day going back over it and saying, okay, I'm going to try getting into it different this time and see if I can, if I start it off a little different, that'll take me down a different path. So I know I can do this and do it the same every night, and it works pretty good. But I want to, see if I can bend it this way. So I'll start that first phrase, and maybe that'll lead me in a direction that I haven't explored so much yet. And that's just the way it is. And as your skills evolve and are consistent, oops, dropped my pick, are consistent with your ideas, that's the magic, is that, you have an idea, you have the skills to pull it off. And it isn't sort of the skills taking over and just, wiggling your fingers, but it's driven by the ideas, but you're able to express the ideas when they come to you. So, yeah, all I can say about that is I'm very impressed with the progress you've made. I think other students who watch this can sort of look back at your exchanges and see that progression, and it's a model for how anybody can approach this thing. And just, it's the time, it's the effort, a lot of that involved, and just keep churning, and questioning and trying it again and churning and doing it again, and just figure that's the way it is. That's how this thing works. And I think you understand that because as a writer, you do the same thing. It's on a parallel path, So, as Lightning might say. All right, man. See you next time.